Hey guys, what's up? Before this video begins, I just wanted to tell you that I'm going to be giving away a copy of Men of War Assault Squad 2 to you guys. All you have to do to enter is go into the link in the description below to my Overtone team and join that, and you are automatically entered in to win this giveaway. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Please enjoy the video, and best of luck in the competition. The prize will be given away Sunday at around 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Peace. The joint neon blue and purple attack on the yellow capital city forced the yellow president Scruffles to capitulate. Your men fought hard. You must be very proud, General Violet said. He sincerely meant it. He felt bad for the old man, having just one more embarrassment for the yellow nation. You as well, sir, Scruffles said. He was exhausted, but tried to be respectful. Scruffles, I know this is likely unorthodox, Dutch started, but would you consider joining our alliance? Scruffles was stunned by this request. After all, they were enemies not a day before. Why would you want us? Well, we could use all the help we can get in defeating the Greens. They're quite a powerful nation, and even with the Violets and I combined, we've barely made a dent in their forces. I don't think this agreement could be possible. Your army holds too much resentment towards us. By God, no. Most of our troopers understand the situation you were put in. What with Captain Yeller leaving your nation to rot, most of us are very sympathetic to your cause. You were once family, remember that. Scruffles gleamed at this young man's hopefulness. Perhaps the world would be a much better place when the next generation takes over. Very well, we shall join you then. Perfect. Get your men prepared. We shall commit a powerful strike against the green defenses, hopefully rendering them all but destroyed. Hey guys, what's going on? Daily Tactics here, and oh my goodness, this is probably the largest battle I have ever done on this channel. Take all your preconceived notions of massive battles and just erase them, because this takes the cake. This is such a big battle. The invasion force here, which is the Neon Alliance, the yellows, the purples, and the neon blues, are all separated between their armies, but together they make up probably over 1,000 troopers. Not to mention they've got probably 20 or so tanks between them as well. This is just such a huge invasion force, and the defense they're going up against is massive as well. So the first line of the neon green defense is sort of small, this outer ring sort of area. It's not huge, but it's decent in size. Then the second one, you get a little bit bigger with more troops, bigger trench lines. Gets a little bit more thick. Then the third line right here again gets a little bit thicker. A bigger trench line, more troopers, and by the fourth one, you guessed it, it gets even bigger. A larger trench line, more troopers. And then the final one, which is on these two islands here, is less troopers, but it has like 5 tanks in them. They decide to conserve all of their tanks for the final stand defense at the very end. So this battle is going to be one of epic proportion. I was setting this up, and 2 times I had to restart. By the way, it took me like 3 hours to set this battle up, because 2 times it crashed because I had too many troopers on the field. There is a memory limit to the game, and I exceeded that too many times. So we just have tons and tons of troopers here, all ready to go and strike. I really hope you guys enjoy this video. I just wanted to say, you know, smack that like button if you do end up enjoying it. Also go check me out on Discord, Instagram, Twitter, Overtone, Patreon, Steam, all those good things. Links are in the description below if you would like to check out my separate sort of areas of my YouTube channel. So, yeah, without further ado, I'll be right back and we can get this started. Alright guys, we are about to get this video started. It is going to be pretty laggy, I think, just because the sheer number of troopers on the field that are all going to be engaged and firing at each other. I'm also semi-worried that with an army this large, there will be runners, which is that weird thing where a number of troopers, usually a small fraction of the total army, just sprint forward and suicide without stopping to fire or anything. I'll try and stop a few of the runners. I don't know how many I'll be able to stop, but either way, we're pressing start here and getting underway. It's pretty laggy. It's not too bad. Yep, already we're seeing runners. You guys need to not run. That'd be great. You know what? It's such a huge army. I'm going to let the runners do their thing. I really believe only a very, very small fraction of them will end up sprinting forward in that fashion, and let's think of it as a little bit of a charge. Either way, the neon green line's already starting to fire at the enemy, taking down the runners who really are very stupid, but that's fine. They're taking out a few troopers, mainly just the runners at this point, and the Neon Alliance is starting to really fire at these preliminary neon green defenses. There's not too many troopers in this first line of defense, and I really doubt they'll end up killing any tanks at all, just because the tanks have such a large gap in distance between these troopers. I think once the fighting gets a little bit closer range, then the bazooka troopers will be very, very effective in taking out a whole lot of these tanks that are coming at them. Either way, like I said, not a ton of runners, and they're getting cut down pretty early into the battle. Neon green MGs firing away, riflemen firing away. Again, I'm not really seeing any tanks go down quite yet, just because it's such a far distance, so the bazooka troopers won't be able to fire at them really. We're seeing a few runners actually making it pretty far. That's fairly impressive. But this initial line of defense is so small, and it's infantry only. It's not going to be too effective, but they're at least softening them up. Like a lot of the Star Wars videos we've done recently, this is going to be a battle of attrition. There's like 5 or 6 lines of defense. So the Neon Alliance has to make it through every single one of them, and if they lose too many troopers at any certain juncture, they could very well lose the battle overall, just because they've lost so many troopers and they're not able to upkeep the size of their attack anymore, and the Neon Greens will win. That's why they're starting with such a large amount of soldiers, but that number could shrink to very, very small amount. We're seeing one neon yellow tank up here just gunning its way forward. This is where these tanks need to be careful, because the infantry over here, you know, once they crest this hill, they're basically, bam, right there in front of that infantry, who could potentially have bazookas to take them out. And that's the big danger here, I would say. But here comes some neon blue tanks over here, and yeah, they're already starting to get hit by some bazooka troopers. It doesn't look like it's gotten any kills yet on these tanks, but those bazookas will continue to fire and will continue to try and take these guys out. There's another shot coming in. Again, doesn't take it out fully, but it's only a matter of time before they get that critical hit, and it is down for the count. Now, the neon greens are not really taking too many losses here. The tanks are just gunning forward. There goes one of the neon blue tanks, already dead. These tanks seem to be just totally disregarding their infantry that is lagging behind them. They should really wait for them, because that infantry is going to be able to take out the bazooka troopers that are targeting the tanks. But with them here alone, the tanks are just getting blasted to bits. This one over here, completely on fire now. Yeah, these bazookas are being very, very effective against the neon blues on this end of the battlefield. And now the neon greens are starting to fire at the oncoming neon blues as they crest over the hill here. Let's see, there's some neon yellow tanks gunning very, very far forward as well over here. Looks like this one right here might have already gone down. But the other 4 are barreling forward down straight the middle of the road. This one's stopping to fire at some of this infantry over here, getting a few good shots down, while the neon green infantry is actually cutting down a good amount of purples and yellows, a good mixture over here, taking a lot of them out already. Like I said, war of attrition in these early stages of the battle. The Neon Alliance wants to refrain from losing as many troopers as possible, so they have them for the bigger fights later on. And the Neon Greens here, really their task is, it's a suicide mission, but they're just supposed to kill as many as possible. If each soldier can get 1 or 2 kills at each line of the defense, then they're golden. But these neon yellow tanks really cruising forward, and they're starting to get hit by a lot of bazooka shots. It's not slowing them down, except for that one. Top getting blown off completely. This is it should be a warning, but if they're gonna keep going, that's up to them. That's their prerogative. Either way, neon blue is starting to capture the second line of defense here with the help of some of their tanks. This line, though, holding very, very steady, but their flank is getting crushed, which is not a good sign. These guys, though, are chopping to bits the neon blues as they run over this hill. Again, on this third line of defense, since so many tanks are going down now, they won't have that advantage anymore, and they won't be able to sustain their attack as fast as they have been. They'll be down to only infantry if they keep using the tanks at the rate they are, and these tanks are going down very, very fast. Not to mention, on the final defense of the Neon Greens, they've got like 4 or 5 tanks, and at that point, the Neon Alliance is only going to have Bazooka Troopers to take them out, and that is going to be a major problem for them. Either way, we see the purples and yellows kind of mixing together here on the far left flank. The purples sort of neglecting their duties in the middle here, and sort of letting the blues handle that for the most part. And the blues on the far right don't have a ton of troopers over here because they've already taken heavy, heavy losses on this flank due to all of the neon green soldiers on this side, but they're starting to spray those trenches with bazooka fire, those bazooka men getting in range. That's a very good strategy. We can see it's already paying off, taking out droves of them, and it looks like a machine gunner might have just sprayed in there, taking out 3 or 4 neon green soldiers. But this trench line doing a great job, doing exactly what they should, taking out as many neon blues as possible. And it seems like they've taken out a lot. I'm seeing a lot of dead bodies on this hillside. But their flank is totally exposed. They'll capitulate very, very soon. Purples and yellows not stopping to breathe, charging straight forward over here, not waiting for the neon blues. It looks like the purples were a little smarter with their tanks and saved them for this next trench line, and now they're coming forward, actually taking out a lot of this trench line with their machine gun and turret fire. That's going to be a big help for their infantry in taking this side over here. Perhaps the purples and yellows will save the day because the blues seem to be really, really struggling right now on their side comparatively. This main line of defenses over here is so strong for the neon greens. The neon blue infantry is going to have a massive struggle. Not to mention they haven't even finished this line of defense yet. There are still neon greens fighting away over here, killing more blue soldiers. This is very, very bad. This is no bueno, if you will. That's tough right there. That's tough. Oh, there is a neon yellow tank still alive, and it seems to have crested up this hill, and boom, there it goes. Should have waited for the infantry. I'm surprised. I thought they had used all of their tanks, but apparently not. Apparently they were saving that one for the blues. There's one blue soldier way over here who I guess just ran parallel to the battlefield instead of going forward. Either way, purple tank's doing an amazing job clearing this tank over here. This might be the saving grace of this battle because the neon yellow and neon purple infantry over here hasn't taken too many losses. I mean, they've taken losses as we can see, but compared to the blues, they're facing like nothing. So they're charging forward together in this epic joint effort and really just clearing these trenches effectively. The same cannot be said for the neon blues at this point, but the middle remains almost uncontested because the purples have completely abandoned their responsibilities over there. They have a very small amount of men really attacking the middle right now. See, there's this entire gap right here in the assault that's just nothing is happening. Looks like the blues, there's still greens alive in this trench. The blues only now just starting to enter into the trench, but now they can use grenades and take those guys out, but they've been delayed so much that the purples and yellows are going to be attacking without them, and then their flanks are going to be exposed to fire. Or perhaps they could swing around and take out the defenses from the side. It could work out in their favor, or it could be very bad. The blues just need to get moving here. And they're finally capturing this trench line here. And they can finally start on this trench line over here. A smart move that I would do if I was playing this in multiplayer is I would occupy these trench lines right here and just fire across the way at the neon greens. That's all I'd do. You know, soften up their trenches before moving men into the open field to do a full attack. That way you've got a little bit more cover and a little bit better of a position. Either way, neon yellows and purples fully attacking over here. Their tank force still very much alive. They basically captured this entire entrenched position. And now what I was saying earlier is perhaps they could swing up this way and help out their blue brothers who have an entire full trench line that they still have to take. I don't know if they'll do that, but it would be a decent idea. It's something that I would do if I was playing this map on multiplayer, which this is a multiplayer map, actually. It's a very, very fun one if you're playing Frontlines for Men of War. Either way, we're seeing some bazooka troopers over here starting to fire at these purple tanks. These purple tanks could last longer. It looks like one has already gone down and their crew is bailing out, but the others are still alive and still kicking. So we could start to see the loss of these purple tanks. Huge explosion coming from that one. And that could be the end of the tank force for the Neon Alliance here. These yellows and purples really need to stop clustering up so much. I'd prefer it if they spread out. It would result in less losses for them if, you know, say one bazooka shot or a grenade were to land in the middle of those dudes, but they're just not spreading out at all from what it seems to me. They should really start doing that. Either way, losses are mounting for the Neon Alliance, especially as they're starting to attack over here. I saw a big explosion occur over this way in the trench line. Looks like it took out some soldiers. That's key. I think maybe it was a bazooka or something like that. But these neon blues and a little bit of purples over here are starting to finally attack this third line of trenches. Meanwhile, the purples and yellows on the far left have already taken this line. They're already moving on to the next line of defense. Huge explosion right there. Takes out multiple blue troopers. These blue troopers need to spread out a little bit more, like I was saying before, or they're going to keep on taking those heavy, heavy losses. Lots of times people ask me how to be good at Men of War multiplayer. I've played probably well over 400 matches in that. And the main key thing that I always tell people is spread out your troops. If they're clustered together, one HE shot from a tank, one bazooka round, one grenade can take out way too many men, and that is just not using your units to their full advantage. Not to mention, when you're spread out, you have many, many more angles to fire at the enemies with, which is just absolutely key as well. So that's something these guys need to do a little bit, but of course they're not gonna probably. They're the AI. What do you expect? Either way, let's check in on this attack over here. Again, going much, much better. But to the credit of the Blues are basically handling that side of the battle completely alone because the Purples abandoned them and doubled the size of the Yellow forces over here. But the Purple tanks are basically all down and out. That might be the end of the tank assault. Oh, this one's actually available for repairs, so using the rules of the battle, we will do the repairs on this bad Larry. I'm not seeing any troopers who could be successfully retreated, or else I'd use that rule of the battles as well. But I'm just not seeing it. This trench line beginning to falter for the Neon Greens. They've still got troopers alive in it to resist, and they'll probably get some more kills, but for the most part, they're starting to go down. But at what cost for the Neon Blues? The Blues lost so many men in this attack from what I've seen so far. They might not be able to make it to the end. They've got an entire another trench line over here fully stocked with men to make it through. And then the island, which is going to be even harder. It's a choke point. That's going to be brutal. But this line of defense for the Neon Greens over here on the far left, the purples and yellows always being a little step above the Blues, is already starting to go down and crumble. That's very good. It looks like, yes, a few purple, mainly purple force, and yellow force is starting to split off from the main force and go to the right over here, helping the Blues by swinging in on the flank. That's a very good move, something I said would hopefully happen, and it seems to have. So that's good over here. Way to go, my dudes. So there is now an attack going on in the middle, luckily. If there wasn't, that would be very, very bad. But the left side still has just hundreds of troopers over here. Looks like the yellows have suffered heavy losses taking this trench line. We're seeing the bodies start to pile up, really. But this trench line over here is basically already taken. I mean, yellow troopers already getting in there. That guy meleeing a guy to death and then hit firing with his machine gun at the last line of defense here. What a cool dude. And he's still alive and he's still firing. This guy's dope. How many kills does this guy have? Let's check it out. This guy's only got 2 kills, but I mean, still, this is impressive. This is some impressive work from this dude. Last line of defense over here, well, second to last. There's still this one over here, which is actually taking losses as well. But this line of defense is already crumbling. Only a few soldiers remain on that part of the island as the yellows and purples really take over here. But the Blues still lagging very much so behind, only just now taking this part of the land over here, and they've still got to work entirely on this line of defense, while the yellows have already made it into theirs. But again, we're seeing that sort of swinging motion, that flank coming into play here as the yellows and purples begin to take out this trench over here, helping out the blues, and then they'll be able to swing even further this way. But for now, the blues have a long way to go, and they're going to take a lot more losses. As we can see, they've lost hundreds of men already. Their size of their army is seriously starting to dwindle. Over here is just turning into a kill zone as more blues die. They need to get more men into these trenches, and they've already started doing that to their credit, which is very good. But the more men you get in these trenches, the better off they're going to be, the more cover they'll have to respond to neon green fire, and these neon green trenches are working overtime right now. Every man is firing away to the best of his ability, trying to stem the attack of the Neon Alliance. They're doing a great job, too. Honestly, these neon green soldiers are working so hard. They're getting so many kills. They're fighting 3 nations at once. This is a tough battle for anyone. But these tanks could very well be the saving grace. We can see their machine guns already starting to rattle off fire. Not to mention, they're going to be able to fire HE shots into these soldiers, which is going to be quite devastating, and the bazookas have to get very, very close in order to do any sort of damage. This tank over here, you still got you can repair it. You know, you got that. You're allowed to. Oh, there's a tank right here too. This one needs repairs as well, but it's still alive. That's huge. If the Neon Alliance has some tanks, like just any tanks, honestly, at their disposal, it'll make this battle a lot easier taking these islands. But the front line of defense for the islands is almost done for. There's only this tank and a few troopers over this way. And the yellows and purples already getting into the water and shimmying to the other side. One yellow soldier bravely making it to the other side all alone. Meanwhile, the blues are still working on this trench line over here. They're starting to finally do it, finally clearing out this area, but let's see the losses they've taken. Huge amounts. They have barely any soldiers left alive over here. The blues are having the hardest go at it right now, and they're still taking heavy losses. I don't even know if they'll be able to take their own island over here. If the yellows and purples manage to take theirs, they'll have to swing over and flank to help them out, because right now the blues are in no position to continue this heavy assault. They're taking so many losses, it's ridiculous. But the yellows and purples are the saving grace of this alliance, it seems, at the moment, because they're clearing these trenches super well. This is a huge, epic battle, in my opinion. I don't know what it is about the Neon Wars, but it always brings out the largest, most epic scale battles that we've ever done. Like, almost every episode has been this massive, tragic battle for one side or both sides. Like, rarely is it that easy of a battle to win, or that many soldiers live for either the victor or the loser. It's kind of crazy. Either way, these guys are coming up on the first tank here that they need to clear out, and they don't seem to have many bazooka troopers at their disposal. I'm not seeing like any. It seems like they only have ground infantry at the moment, except a purple tank is starting to barrel forward over this way. Wasn't this one also supposed to be being repaired? Why aren't you repairing? Repair. But this purple tank could be the saving grace. Oh, it looks like the neon green tank over here did go down finally. But the yellows over here taking heavy losses from this neon green tank and a whole lot of infantry that they have to deal with. They've already started picking off some of these neon green soldiers. Oh, taking out an entire sandbag of them. I don't know what that came from, but that was pretty devastating. Ooh, a couple of them got up, actually, survived that blast. That's impressive. Let's check in on the neon blues. They're finally, and look, they've only got like 30 or 40 soldiers out of the hundreds they started with. They're finally taking this trench, and these purples and yellows, like I said before, are swinging to the right to help them out. Very good lads right there. So they're going to have a joint triple nation effort at taking this last island, I think, for their side. Again, they should sit in these trenches, and if they can, hit the enemy from this distance. I don't know if they have the range on their weapons for that, but that would be the strategy I would be going for. Or even just hiding behind these houses and stuff like that and firing across. Because this is just all open ground. It's going to end up being a kill zone. Let's check back in on this flank over here. Losses on the bridge are high, and overall are very high. Looks like we've got a yellow bazooka trying to go for that neon green tank. This guy needs to stay alive. They need to keep him alive. or they're in some trouble, and he gets the shot, takes out that neon green tank in a massive explosion. Very, very impressive. This island still has defenses over here, but this side has almost capitulated. They're grenading this trench, taking out the remainder over there, and moving further inland. Beautiful, beautiful. We have a beach landing over here with troopers moving forward. This tank and this tank and this tank are still alive, though, and they are going to be massive threats to the oncoming attackers. These guys already starting to get into the water, already starting to wade in, trying to cross. Taking this bridge would be such a mistake. I don't think any soldiers should do it. They should just stick to the water, you know, hug these rocks, try and stay in cover, because in that bridge, that tank and these troopers are going to be able to shoot you, but down here they will not. And it looks like some soldiers seem to realize that. I don't know if they can swim across this, though, so they might have to take the tank. But this side over here, losses are starting to mount. It is getting desperate over here. On this side, though, we've even got a purple tank crossing over the side and coming to aid them. Where's that other purple tank? Maybe that is that one. I don't know. This one over here, it seems like the... oh, maybe it wasn't repairable and the crew bailed out and just left it. Interesting. But this purple tank over here is starting to get into a bit of a duel with this neon green tank. It is exposing its entire side, which is a very vulnerable part of a tank, to the neon green tank. That's a dangerous game. Alright, it's rotating, which is good. But losses are pretty high over here. Not a ton of troopers remaining for the Neon Alliance in total. They're going to need to step up their game here. These guys just sort of hanging out at the water's edge. At least they can't really be shot too much by these guys in that position. But there are so many troopers still alive over here. Perhaps they're waiting for their ally over here to help out. But they aren't getting engaged by these guys over here, who are able to fire at them. That's no good. These two tanks... Ooh, this one takes a heavy side shot, and its crew bails out. That one is donezo. But its ally tank takes a pot shot. It looks like it tracked this purple tank. Its hull is exposed to this neon green tank. It's still taking pot shots. This purple tank needs to respond with some fire of its own. That is a dangerous game it is playing, though it doesn't really have much of a choice because it's been tracked. But that's tough. That's tough. Taking out this tank, though, is huge. Now the infantry can push further in, perhaps even get inside this trench and then start firing at these guys and take out that tank, maybe. To see that would be great. These guys over here are waiting in the water. Oh my god, this bazooka trooper, what a legend! Coming forward, completely ignoring the fire that he's under, and taking pot shots of that neon green tank. He goes down, but what a brave legend right there. A few more neon blue soldiers deciding we gotta cross this bridge. It's the only option, and beginning to move forward and take some fire for the team, it seems. This is an awesome battle. Holy cow, guys. I'm so excited. These guys getting very, very clumped together. One massive shot from that tank could take out almost the entirety of these guys. The purple tank over here is down. These guys need to split up. They could lose so many men over here from an HE shot from that tank. This could be brutal. But these soldiers are moving forward now. Doing a great job. These guys over here on the left flank have done a phenomenal job, honestly. Couldn't have played it better myself. This trench line over here, though, is still very, very active with machine gunners. Taking out the machine gunners is key. You got to take them out, or you can just get absolutely butchered. How's it going over here? Neon Greens still have a lot of troopers over here. A lot of them are just sort of staying down and suppressed, though, which is kind of interesting. More purples, yellows, and blues actually trying to cross over the bridge here, firing bazookas as they go. A lot of them taking losses because of the openness of this bridge, but at least they're trying something, I suppose. It's better than just waiting in the water over here. They're also getting attacked from this tank now, who is taking pot shots at them. That's not what you like to see. That's real tough right there. But they still got fight in them left. A few guys going straight down the middle here. Interesting. And these guys... There's one trooper right here that a lot of them are very concerned about and are firing their weapons at. He finally goes down. Now they can stop attacking him, and they can finally, hopefully, kill this trench line, which is causing all sorts of havoc for the lads over here. So colorful. But these guys on the bridge itself are just, they're struggling, man. They're really struggling. Not a good look over there. These guys over here, losses are mounting once again. Hopefully they'll still have enough troopers to win the day. Oh, there were more guys in here? Well, it looks like now they're starting to get flushed out with that grenade taken out. Very, very nice. So now they can fully go inside this trench line and start firing at these guys over here, though there's not a ton of them left. Maybe 6 or 7 troopers left in that trench line. It's this tank that they really need to just take out finally, because it's causing all sorts of problems. It's attacking this bridge over here. Not a great thing. Not a great thing at all. It seems like there's actually a lot of like Neon Alliance troopers way out here who just haven't moved forward. So we're gonna start maybe trying to gear them forward because they're not going for some reason, which is kind of weird. I think it's probably mainly bazooka troopers because that seems to be their thing. They just don't proceed forward with the army, which is super weird, but whatever. Some of them do, just not a lot of them. Either way, yellows and purples over here. Now being fired at by this tank once more. Not a good situation. This tank needs to be taken out. This one's been way less effective from what I've seen, and it's also kind of covered by this rock, so the yellows and purples over there could easily flank this to take it out. But this one right here has to go. It is causing so many problems, I think, for the Neon Alliance here. Yeah, at least they're in the trench now. They've got more cover. They're going to be able to do a lot more. Ooh, grenade coming out. Where did that come from? Is there another soldier left alive somewhere around here? I don't see him. Can they throw that far? That's dang impressive, I gotta say. Unless there's a tank crewman. Oh, there is. There's a tank crewman over here. He just sort of scooted out before he could get shot and hid in that hole. Pretty brilliant move, if you ask me. Alright. Man, these guys over here are getting butchered. Should we take sympathy on them and sort of redirect them? Let's redirect them this way. Get them to at least cross over the bridge, or sorry, the shore over here. We'll send a few over the bridge, but I mean, come on, that's just a slaughter. They're not even doing anything. They're derping. No real soldier would stay in that position ever. So we got a few crossing the bridge now at my orders. I know, you guys don't like it when I do that, but it was a total necessity. And now they're starting to engage with the neon greens. Not to much effect. They're taking a lot of losses. But these guys over here managed to cross over essentially unscathed. They've got a nice shot at these guys from the side, but as soon as these guys pay attention to them, they're in some trouble, and they are starting to pay attention to them. That machine gunner goes down. That's a big kill for them. These guys have a nice flank. They need to start really mowing those guys down, or they're caught out in the open here. They're going to be in some big trouble. But these soldiers over here for the yellows and purples, they're taking heavy losses. They still haven't cleared this trench of neon green infantry, and they still haven't killed that tank. That is not good. That is not good at all. Let's see. There's still more soldiers though that like just aren't doing anything. So let's keep trying to like get them to come forward or whatever. So we'll keep launching them forward, trying to get them over. And that should be after this guy. It should be everyone. Yeah. All right. So we'll just do that, just so they actually participate in the battle, and the Neon Alliance can use the full force of their men. This trench line has been very effective. There's only like 3 guys left alive in it. Ooh, I saw a bazooka shot actually almost nail that thing. Looks like it came from these 2 purples over here. If they could just land one awesome shot on that thing, it's game over. They can flank, they can take this one out, and take out this trench line, but they're just not managing to do it. Still a ton of neon greens, though, in this trench line. It looks like this little escapade of troopers is almost all dead. There's 1 machine gunner left alive, but they were not very successful in their attack. Huge shot right there from that tank. Probably took out a bunch of neon yellows right there. These guys, they've got 1 less soldier in this trench line that they got to take out, but it's that tank. It's that tank, dang it. Alright, honestly, these guys should be moving forward. I don't know why they're not, so we're just going to move them forward so they can take out that tank. Or try, I guess, because at that distance they had no chance of taking it out. Any good bazooka trooper would have come forward, but the tank is setting its sights on them. This could be bad. Okay. Or it could just mean they'll stand there. Okay. You guys wanna you wanna fire your bazookas? No, they don't. They don't. But it did give the yellows a chance to proceed forward a little bit. They're still going to need to get more kills. Looks like we got those laggers coming up finally. A lot of bazooka troopers in this group, which is nice. So why don't we get these guys to come forward maybe, just so they can actually like take out this tank. I mean, it's a ton of infantry versus one tank. They should be able to do it. They're just not managing to. It's like Fury, but with the German tank. These guys are just standing in a line for this machine gun to mow them down. Alright, here comes the cavalry. Plenty of bazookas here. They can do this. They can do this! But they're getting shot at. Oh my god, take it out. Take it out! Fire, you bazooka! You dumbos! Oh my god, someone fire, please. For the love of God. For the love. Just please. Just please, for my sake. It's the easiest thing ever. Alright, yeah, heal, whatever. You literally... It's like so many troopers versus one tank. You've got it surrounded. You should be able to take this thing out. Oh my god, big miss. Whatever, keep firing at that. Come on. Wow, this thing might just be indestructible. Ooh. Alright, well that guy's dead. And now this infantry is just getting slaughtered. No one else is really attacking. Come on, guys, it's one tank. You can take him out. Or you should be able to. Pick up that bazooka. Run up to the lad. Oh my god, how is this tank still alive? Can someone, for me, for my sake. Right here, this guy's got a bazooka. Pick it up, you purple soldier. What? How is that such a big miss? Take his rockets. Fire, 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 fire! Nope. Someone kill this thing. For my sake. Please. The Neon Alliance definitely has not managed to win this. But they've killed so many Neon Greens. Like, they got like no troopers left. Eh. Okay, you're dead too. Well, there's like no soldiers left here for the Neon Alliance. I guess we could just keep trying to take this tank out. Okay. That's cool. Here comes one last bazooka trooper. Man, oh man. I can't believe they ended up losing here. Genuinely. What? How did that miss? Alright, how about this one? I just want to kill this tank. I know the battle's lost, but like... This tank's gotta go. And yeet! Alright, what? How are these missing so badly? Okay. There's like 3 troopers left. Guys, just attack the tank. Just run up to it. Just die already. Just die already. Yeah, they're getting shot at. They're going to meet up so they can all die together. Oof! Massive explosion. Alright. They're getting shot at. I demand you kill that tank. Do you have any grenades? Maybe you got like an AT grenade? I got a normal grenade. Yeah, you all wanna throw some normal grenades at this thing? It's not gonna do anything. Now it's not firing? Once the useless infantry gets here, you're not gonna fire? Okay. Yeah, you know, whatever. You guys got any rockets? No. Go search for some rockets here, man. Oh, or not, you're dead. Oh, now they're picking us off here. Go search that. Come on. You're the last one alive. Search him. There you go. Pick up them rackets. Boy. How? How is this thing not dying? Alright, here we go. Finally! With the last trooper, it's dead. Alright, now let's see if we can go Rambo with this guy. We're not going to win, but we'll try and kill as many greens as we can with this one yellow guy who's just concussed right now. Let's see, he needs health. He's got literally like one bar of health right now. Let's see what we can do here. Yeah, you had a health pack. How about your friend here? He had some too. Cool. Why don't you heal up, you yellow belly? I mean, I would say the Neon Greens barely won, and they'll probably have to retreat from this position considering they have, what, 20 men left over here? But the fact that the Neon Alliance couldn't clutch this, they had so many troopers over here. Honestly, they should have won. They should have, but they didn't. Bad tactics, I guess. What happened to your bazooka? Pick it back up. What'd you do with it? Oh, he dropped it. Go pick up that bazooka, boy. There you go. I want to see you run. Alright. If we can take out this tank, I'll say it was a victory. A victory for the Alliance. No! Uh-oh. Dang it! Alright. So the Alliance lost overall, but I mean, the Neon Greens had so few men left. I mean, look. It had like 15, 20 troopers left. Most of these guys didn't even get any kills. This bazooka man got 26. Most of these guys got none. This guy got 21. Guy got none, 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 none. Yeah, most of these got no kills. How many kills did this tank get? 7. Yeah, this tank barely did anything. Neon Greens did a valiant defense, and they did an awesome job of just locking it down at the very end. And they won that war of attrition I was talking about. But overall, I think it was basically a victory for the Neon Alliance here. They just decimated the Neon Green army so much. And let's be honest, they probably took this land. Alright, so looking at losses here, yellow are the Neon Alliance, and as we can see, at the start of the battle, they lost probably a good 30 or 40 men. Not too many. They really started losing losses around here, especially the Neon Blues. They lost so many troopers trying to take this one trench right here. That was brutal. Neon Yellows and Purples actually did take more losses over here than I first thought. But they plowed through. They did an awesome job. Actually, pretty much losses the entire way. Soldiers falling the whole time. But like I said, they plowed through, and they made it to the final objective. You can literally see how the army moved. They moved this way, and then diagonal this way, and then this way. But they couldn't pull through. Barely any losses on the Purple's middle side, because they basically joined the Yellows. Around here there were some for the Purples, but not too many. Neon Blues got trashed the entire time. You see, they just got so many losses all over the place. By the time they reached this final place, they had barely any troopers. There's barely any here that are dead, and for the most part, they're purples and yellows, with very, very few blues. So they did not do well, the Neon Blues, in this battle. And yeah, honestly, the battle was lost right here. If they had taken out that one tank earlier, they would have won. There's no question about it. If they hadn't lost all of these men right here, and then taken out that tank, and then they wouldn't have lost all these men right here, then they would have flanked and they would have won. But they just weren't able to clutch it, which is kind of a shame. But either way, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Comment, rate, and subscribe if you did. Check me out on all my social media platforms. Links are in the description below. And I will see you all in the next one. Peace. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Be sure to click that subscribe button for more content, and hit the notification bell if you'd like to be alerted to whenever I live stream or upload. Thanks so much.